his dark thoughts and uncomfortable self-examination. Nigel dragged himself into a sitting position and listened carefully. Once sure of the direction the voices came from, he grabbed his boots and sword and stealthily approached. Curiosity drove him. So did the temptation of some diversion from looking at how low he had sunk in the last 7 years. Nigel barely stopped himself from walking right up to the pair he was tracking. They were nearer than he had realized, and were standing in a clearing that was not easily seen until one stepped right into it. He quickly ducked behind a clump of low-growing berry bushes. It was a poor hiding place, but the two people standing in the clearing were so intent upon what they were saying and doing that Nigel was sure they would never see him as long as he made no noise. The young man was someone Nigel recognized, but it took him a moment to recall the man's name. It was the smaller one of the pair that caught and held Nigel's interest. Why was Guy Lucette talking so intently to a tiny black-haired woman dressed in ill-fitting boys' clothing? A quick glance at the pile of thick raven locks on the ground told Nigel that the woman's cap of curls was a very recent change. He felt an odd pang of regret when he looked at the discarded hair, and wondered why. Nigel decided that any man would regret seeing such long, beautiful hair shorn and cast away. Such hair was a woman's glory. That made him wonder why the little lady would do such a drastic thing. He forced himself to stop thinking and listen to what was being said, struggling to follow the fast pace of their French.
"This is madness, Gisele," Guy muttered as he helped her lace up her stained deer-hide leggings and worn, padded jupon. "We are soon to face the English in battle. That is no place for a woman." "Deveau's lands are no place for a woman either, especially this woman," snapped the young lady as she touched her new, very short curls with long, unsteady fingers. "I could kill the man for this alone. The man is already dead. That does not stop me from wanting to kill him." "Why? He did not slash off your hair, nor did he ask you to do so." "The bastard pushed me to it. Rather, his cursed family did. I had no idea that the Deveau were such prolific breeders. It seems that there is one at every corner I turn, under every bush I walk past." "And there are probably some Deveau within the army that is gathered here," Guy said quietly. "Did you not consider that when you devised this mad plan?" "I did," she replied as she tugged at her jupon and then smoothed her small hands down the front to assure herself that her breasts were not shaping the front of her garment. "I also considered the fact that many of the Deveau know or could easily discover that you are my cousin. It all matters not. No man will think to look for me amongst the many pages scurrying about this camp." "That may be true, but I still want you to stay close to me. Better, stay within my tent as much as you can without drawing any suspicion to yourself." Guy carefully studied their handiwork, then nodded in silent satisfaction. "Being seen by your enemy, being discovered here by them, could easily mean your death. The Deveau have put a hefty bounty on your pretty little head, and many men will hunger to fill their pockets with it." Nigel idly wondered how much the Deveau would be willing to pay for the lady, then shrugged. It did not matter. He was intrigued, curiosity putting the spark of life back into his veins. He was interested in something besides his own misery and battle for the first time since he had fled Scotland, and he revelled in it. Questions crowded his mind, and he really did not care what the answers were. He just wanted to hear them. Guy and the slender young woman he had called Gisele buried her clothes and shorn hair in a shallow grave and then left. Nigel paused in following them only long enough to collect what they had tried to hide. He made a small sack out of her shawl, wrapped the hair and other clothes inside it, and hurriedly took it to his tent before making his way to Guy's small tent. It was very easy to get near to Guy's tent without being seen. The young knight had lost his 2 compatriots in the last skirmish with the English and had yet to replace them. Guy and Gisele were clearly doing a very poor job of watching their backs. Any man who hunted the girl and discovered where she was would not even work up a sweat in the capture of her. Staring at the opening of Guy's tent, Nigel wondered what to do next. He also wondered why he should care if the fools were cut down, then decided that any